Hey guys, I'm Gavin. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing a book haul because I already have 32 books to show you in the first 6 days of January. So I really want to try and keep on top of my book haul videos. So this one is coming at you. These are all books that I've acquired since January 1st. This could end up being a really long video, so I'm going to get straight into it. One of the first books that I have is The Binding by Bridget Collins, and it has these nice purple sprayed edges. I do have this in hardback, and I read it. It was one of the first books I read in 2019, and I really love The Binding. I think it's great. It is a story about a boy called Emmett, and he goes to live with this woman who binds books, but these books are people's memories, and the memories that get bound into these books are forgotten by the original owner of those memories. So that's why people go to her. They want to forget things, so she binds those memories into books. But Emmett comes across a book with his name on, and he doesn't know why it's there, and it leads into this whole kind of mystery thing, and it's just great. It is just great. There's so much that goes on and so much that I don't want to say to spoil for you, but I really enjoy The Binding, and I do have the hardback. It is first edition signed with purple sprayed edges again, but I couldn't pass up on the beautiful paperback version of it as well. Like, I'm sorry. I am a sucker for a paperback sometimes. I need to stop buying books that I have in hardback as well, because it does add to my collection and it takes away space from the bookshelf, but at the same time, look how pretty it is. And maybe one day when I reread it, I will read the paperback version instead. But this book does have my heart. Yeah, this was one of the first books that I hauled in 2020. Another one you will have seen on my channel before is The Girl Who Stole an Elephant by Nazrana Farouk. This is the first book for Middle Grade Monthly, and I wanted to buy the Waterstones exclusive edition of it because it has this like blue foil effect on the cover, whereas the original version has pink, I believe, which I also have, and I also have the proof copy, so I have 3 copies of this book. This is the Waterstones Children's Book of the Month as well. I had to get this version of it because it is pretty, and this is about a young girl called Chaya. She steals a queen jewels, she gets her best friend into trouble, and she has to sort of save the day, but it does lead into this jungle adventure, and I have just finished reading it, and I will let you know what I think about it in the live show for Middle Grade Monthly, which will be on January 25th, 10 p.m. UK time. Stay tuned for more information. And yeah, I had to get it. I also picked up The Truth Pixie by Matt Haig, mainly because it's signed by the author, and it's also signed by the illustrator, Chris Mould. There's Chris's signature, and there's Matt Haig's signature. It was appropriate to get this because I did just read A Boy Called Christmas over the Christmas period, and this is part of that Christmas book series that Matt Haig has written. I believe it's kind of like a big poetry thing, but it is about the Truth Pixie. She was a character in A Boy Called Christmas. She can't tell a lie, and she gets people into trouble and things like that. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I think it'll be nice and cute and short, which is always a win. But I did mainly pick this up because it's signed. Next, I picked up a book that I forgot to put onto my 2020 middle grade releases in the first quarter that I'm excited about, because that is The Boy Who Fooled the World by Lisa Thompson. Lisa Thompson writes really good contemporary middle grade fiction. She wrote The Goldfish Boy and The Day I Was Erased. Also The Light Jar, which I saw on the back. So I'll have to read the back because I don't really know what this one's about. Cole is the odd one out at school. The other kids have the latest gadgets and trainers while his family struggles to make ends meet, until the day one of his patents is talent spotted and sells for thousands of pounds at a posh London gallery. Suddenly, Cole is the toast of the international art world, starring on live TV, rich beyond his wildest dreams, hailed as a boy genius. Being famous is fantastic, but Cole has a guilty secret that, if exposed, will bring everything crashing down around him. A story of fame and fortune, making mistakes and learning to be true to yourself. Look at this sprayed edge. Look at that sprayed edge. That hasn't been sprayed, but I like a good sprayed edge. So a book blogger who I adore, Karen, she gave us a really good review, and I will link her blog down below. I just think it looks so wonderful, and I just can't get over the sprayed edge. And then the next one did make it onto my 2020 middle grade excited books list, and that is The Mask of Arabella by Anna Horton. This one just came out. Again, I absolutely adore the cover. I just think it's so wonderful. On the eve of her birthday, Arabella discovers she has a secret power. When angered, flames shoot from her fingertips. Frightened, she runs away, only to be rescued by a magical organization of masked heroes with their own special skills. Arabella and her new friends have sworn to defend Venice, but can they defeat the evil rising from the island of the dead? Again, this premise just screams to me. It screams, read me now. But I don't know when I'll be able to have a chance to read this. It needs to fit into my TBRs. Otherwise, I would just read it right now. Another middle grade I picked up was because Paulathon is just around the corner. So I picked up The International Yeti Collective by Paul Mason and Katie Riddell. I think Katie Riddell is the illustrator related to Chris Riddell, I believe. Or it might be his wife? Let's check that. Yeah, she is Chris Riddell's sister. Beautiful illustrations. That runs in the family, apparently. But this one just screams polar fantasy to me. I have seen it around for a couple of months. Just never really felt the need to pick it up until now. Ella's on a Yeti hunting expedition in the Himalayas with her uncle Jack, a celebrity explorer. She's expecting an amazing trip, but nothing more. Everyone knows that Yeti don't exist. Tick is a young Yeti who can't help but ask questions. What is beyond the mountain he calls home? Are humans really as bad as everyone says they are? When Tick's curiosity sets off a chain of events that threatens the entire Yeti community, Ella is swept up in the adventure. Can the unlikely pair work together to protect the Yeti before it's too late? They're going to need help. Help from the International Yeti Collective. This will be honestly great for Paulathon. There's a new film out, or at least it was out a couple of months ago, called Abominable, which I haven't seen yet, but it looks really good. This gives me those sort of vibes. And the last book I bought myself was actually a collection of 10 books, and the entire 10 book set is only £7.50 in the works for all 10 books. That works out at 75 pence per book, and I've been wanting to get these books for such a long time, and that is the entire Demonata series by Darren Shan. And let's just look, all of this for £7.50. And I believe I've read maybe the first two when I was younger, Lord Lost and Demon Thief, but I never made it past anymore. This is a children's series that I think is sometimes classed as young adult, but I read this as a child, at least the first one I read as a child. It is about, I'll have to read the box for this. When Grubs Grady first encounters Lord Lost and his evil minions, he learns 3 things. The world is vicious, magic is possible, demons are real. He thinks he will never again witness such a terrible night of death and darkness. He is wrong. Experience the entire terrifying story of the Demonata with this full 10-book collection and get ready for a whole new dimension of fear. But I do love the covers of them. I kind of don't really want to take them out of the box. These are like new-ish covers. They came out with different covers. That's the second book, Demon Thief. Third book, Slaughter. Beck, Blood Beast. Demon Apocalypse, Death Shadow, Wolf Island, Dark Calling, and Hell's Heroes. Like, I still can't believe I got this entire set for £7.50. Oh, it just blows me away. I really want Darren Chan's other book series, the Saga of Darren Chan, I believe it's called, with like Cirque du Freak. I'm dying to reread the first one in 2. I'm sure I read the second one. You know when you really second guess yourself about what you've read as a child? Definitely read the first one, but I'm excited to read the entire series. I'll start from the beginning again. Oh, it looks so cool. So now getting into the books that was gifted to me. The first book I was gifted was from Cordy, and that is We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. So excited to read this. I love My Best Friend's Exorcism and Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I buddy read Horror Store with Cordy. I think this is the last Grady Hendrix book I need to read. Every morning, Chris wakes up in hell. In the 1990s, she was lead guitarist of Dirtwork. Don't know if I pronounced that right because it has the symbols above the U. A heavy metal band on the brink of breakout success until lead singer Terry Hunt embarked on a solo career and rocketed to stardom, leaving his bandmates to rot in obscurity. Now Chris works as night manager of a Best Western. She's tired, broke, and unhappy. Then one day everything changes. A shocking act of violence turns her life upside down. She begins to suspect that Terry sabotaged more than just the band. Chris hits the road, hoping to reunite Dirtwork and confront the man who ruined her life. Her journey will take her from the Pennsylvania Rust Belt to a celebrity rehab center to a satanic music festival. A furious power ballad about never giving up, We Sold Our Souls is an epic journey into the heart of conspiracy-crazed, pill-popping, paranoid country that seems to have lost its very soul. Whew, that is a mouthful, and I haven't heard many people talk about this one. In fact, I've heard nobody talk about this one, so thank you so much for sending me this one, Cordy. Cordy also sent me Mirror Mirror by Jen Kalanita, and this is one of the Disney Twisted Tales. What if the evil queen poisoned the prince? This will go very nicely in my Disney Twisted Tales collection that I need to start reading. Following her beloved mother's death, Snow White's kingdom falls into the hands of her stepmother, commonly referred to as the evil queen by those she rules. Snow keeps her head down at the castle, hoping to make the best of her situation. But when a plot to kill her goes awry, everything changes for Snow. With the help of a group of wary dwarves, a king prince she thought she'd never see again, and a mysterious figure from her past, Snow embarks on a quest to stop the evil queen and take back her kingdom. But can she stop an enemy who knows her every move and will do anything to hold on to power, including go after the ones Snow loves? Sounds very Snow White and the Huntsman. Love the cover, and I'm excited to read these Disney Twisted Tales. The next 4 books were gifted to me from Paige, who has spoiled me absolutely rotten for like literally a year. One of the books she sent me was Tilly and the Book Wanderers, which is the first book in the Pages and Core series by Anna James. Right, I'll not read synopsis anymore because this will end up being like a really long video. But I believe this is about a young girl who has the power to wander into books and kind of take part in the story. And I believe the characters can come out of the books as well. And we have Alice in Wonderland on the front there, and maybe Captain Hook? No, because he's got both hands, so that can't be Captain Hook. But yeah, she can go through their worlds and book wander, which is something that I would absolutely love to do. Me and Paige are going to be buddy reading this in February, so my thoughts on this will be coming very soon. Another book she gifted me was Winter Magic, which is a collection of short stories that was compiled by Abby Elphinstone, who wrote Rumblestar. This also features a story by Michelle Harrison, who I absolutely love, Piaz Torde, Lauren St. John, Amy Allwood, Catherine Woodfine, Geraldine McCoffrin, Burley Doherty, Jamila Gavin, Michelle McGorian, Emma Carroll, and Abby Elphinstone herself. So it just seems like it's going to be filled with wintry short stories, maybe. Could be another good one for Paulathon. If I fancy reading a short story collection, it would be perfect for that. Yeah, it's very beautiful. She also gifted me Twister by Juliet Forrest, which I saw randomly online. I'd never heard of this before, but I saw it and the cover and everything, it just looks so good. You know, I'm just going to have to read the back of you. She's curious, she's courageous, she's a riddle, she's a rebel, she's Twister. This is a story of a brave, bright girl, a witch who lives in the woods, a necklace that turns you into a wolf, a rainstorm or a Russian river, and a spine-chilling villain who will stop at nothing to seize it. There is magic and danger in these pages, adventure and thrills to be found. Follow Twister inside if you dare. It just sounds so good. And finally, she gifted me The Pearl in the Ice by Catherine Constable, and this I've also been wanting to read for Paulathon. 12-year-old Marina feels an irresistible pull to the sea despite the strict wishes of her father, a naval commander who's kept her away from water all her life. When she's sent to boarding school, Marina instead stows away on her father's ship. Unbeknown to her, it's the eve of war, and she's embarked on a stormy voyage through icy seas to where a great secret lies in wait. I remember talking about this one with Jade and Pris, saying how much we would really love this one, because we saw the cover and we were like, yeah, we need it. But yeah, thank you so much for the 4 books you sent me, Paige. Genuinely, you need to stop. And finally, the last person who sent me something was Catherine, and I got home from work yesterday, and there was a box, and it was quite heavy. What I thought was 8 books in that box turned out to be 10. Catherine, thank you so much for sending me these. I don't know your socials. Please leave a message in the comments or send me a message. I am genuinely, I need to thank you so much, because like honestly, coming home from work to this just absolutely put a smile on my face. Thank you. I still can't believe you sent me 10 books, and oh, I'm just overwhelmed. Like, seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The first book that Catherine sent me was Winter House by Ben Gutterson. Orphan Elizabeth's malevolent Aunt Purdy and Uncle Burlap ship her off to the ominous Winter House Hotel, owned by the peculiar Norbridge Falls. Upon arrival, Elizabeth quickly discovers that Winter House has many charms, most notably its massive library. It's not long before she locates a magical book of puzzles that will unlock a mystery involving Norbridge and his sinister family. But as she uncovers the hotel's secrets, Elizabeth starts to realise that she is deeply connected to Winter House, as dangerous as that may prove to be. I saw this on someone's channel. I'm trying to remember whose it was now. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm quite excited to read this one. Again, Winter House, perfect for Paulathon. And this is also the first in a middle grade series, so I'm excited to see what the second one is going to be like, The Secrets of Winter House. Next, Catherine sent me The Starspun Web by Sinead O'Hart. This is one of Jade's favourite books, I must also mention. And I did get the hardback version from Al Craig Jr. in November, but I really wanted the paperback version to match my paperback version of The Eye of the North, so I can keep Sinead O'Hart's series together. Testa Sousa is no ordinary orphan. When a wealthy stranger appears at Accabee's home for lost and foundlings, claimed to be her relative, she embarks on a new life with him. She takes nothing more than her pet tarantula, Violet, and a strange device that she was left as a baby. But far from providing answers to Tessa's mysterious past, it becomes clear that her guardian's interest in her is part of a terrible plan. With a future of more than one world at stake, it's up to Tess to stop him. I'm so excited to read her books, so many great things said about her work. Then we have a book by one of my favourite middle grade authors, Michelle Harrison, The Other Alice. Midge loves riddles, his cat, Twitch, and most of all, stories, especially because he's grown up being read to by his sister Alice, a brilliant writer. When Alice goes missing and a talking cat turns up in her bedroom, Midge searches Alice's stories for a clue. He soon discovers that her secret book, The Museum of Unfinished Stories, is much more than just a story. In fact, he finds 2 of its characters wandering around town. But every tale has its villains, and with them leaping off the page, Midge, Gypsy, and Piper must use all their cunning to work out how the story ends and find Alice. If they fail, a more sinister finale threatens them all. Whew, it does sound so good, and I'm trying to read all of Michelle Harrison's works in 2020 because she's written quite a few things before Pinch of Magic, and which is, again, a middle grade book I absolutely adore. So excited to read. So excited to read. And then Catherine also sent me the entire spell... I showed you that the wrong way. And then Catherine sent me books 2 to 5 of the Spellslinger series. I have book 1 that was gifted to me from Paige. I can't believe I now have the entire series, apart from book 6, which isn't out in paperback yet. But these also have the beautiful sprayed edges. And we have Shadow Black, which is book 2, Charmcaster, which is book 3, Soulbinder, which is book 4, and Queenslayer, which is book 5. And I know this is, again, some of Jade's favourite books and one of her favourite series of all time. The Spellslinger series, can't really tell you what it's about, so I'm going to have to move on. Like, I can't believe... Oh, I can't believe... I was just stunned when I saw that I had all of them. And Catherine finally also sent me the rest of the Raven Cycle series. Ashley sent me the Raven Boys a few months back, and I now have... Oh, what order are they going? Is it the Dream Thieves, book 2? Blue Lily, Lily Blue, book 3, and the Raven King, book 4, I think it goes. I can't really tell you what the Raven Boy series is about. I'm just dying to read them. Absolutely dying to read them. And it is a series that I think is really important for me to read in 2020. It was very hyped, and it's a lot of people's favourite series. So 2020 is the year to read those hyped series and get to these books that have been gifted to me. Thank you so much. So Catherine, please send me a message. I just want to thank you personally, because it just made my day. Like, thank you. You didn't have to. Oh, and also huge thank you to Paige and Cody for sending me stuff as well. Like, seriously, 6 days in, 32 books acquired. But I've read one of them, so that's good. I don't even think I can pick them all up. That was my first ever book haul of 2020. I want to keep on top of these book hauls so I can tell you what I've got. And hopefully there'll be some great recommendations in there for you as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a little comment, tell me what books you've acquired in 2020 so far, and if any of these books you would recommend to me as well. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. I don't know if I can even try to pick this up. Oh my god. Let's move back. Oh god. Oh god. Oh crap. I swear I'm going to do my back in. I can't. I literally can't. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. It's the wrong way around, isn't it? It is the wrong way around. I need this for my thumbnail. I want to keep some surprise. Okay, I'm going to try and turn these around. But, I don't know how. I could put them down and start again, but we're in too deep, lads. We're in too deep. Right, let's try it. Oh god, this is so heavy. Okay, no, I'm doing this wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll do it like this. Right.